I was talking to my friend about something last night, right? And it was basically us talking about like status. Stick it through, just hold on. So basically, he was saying that, you know, when you're in a position of like being worshipped, is what I'm gonna say. When you're in a position of, you know, high, limelight, spotlight, all of that, you're not really focused on heart posture when you're in that place. You feel me? It's not about character. It's not about genuine. It's not about none of that. It's just about what you have and the fact that you're living in the moment, depending on whatever you're doing or going through at that time. And I say, yeah, well, it's only that way. I believe it's only that way when, you know, God is not the center. Like, that's when you see pride present, all of these things present. And he's like, yeah, well, like, you know, when, you know, like I was in that place, like none of that was really my focus. Like, it wasn't really my focus on like, you know, basically being humble. Not saying that he was prideful, because he wasn't prideful. He was just, once again, like I said, living in the moment, right? It's more about that than it is on focusing on your character and things you can change, the influence you have. And like, that's the conversation. There you go. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What we were talking about, because I was like, my whole thing is when I watch people rise to this spot or fiend for attention, is what I said. When I watch people and the fact that they just fiend for attention continually, just continually, all right, you fiend for attention. But when you get to the place of fame, or when you get to this place of you receiving the attention that you was craving, what is your goal with the attention that you're receiving? Most of the people who are fiending for attention, fiending for fame, fiending for any kind of visuality or recognition in any way, shape, form, or fashion, they have no purpose with the attention that they will receive if they did receive it. It's pointless. It's for straight vanity, because boom, you get the attention, and then you get the attention, and then you still want more attention. All you want is attention. Okay, then I'm over here thinking like, all right, cool. You have attention, whether that's a female or a male, you have attention. You get the attention, but if you're a female, you think your husband's going to be okay with the fact that you just seek attention from every single place outside of being validated within your own little bubble? You understand? Like, you and him, same thing for a male. That wasn't the point, but the point was, what are you going to do with what's the purpose behind the attention that you're chasing? And that's where it tied back into us talking, and he was basically giving his explanation. And I'm just like, yeah, well, I just feel like it's like that when God isn't the center. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm not going to lie. And then he was telling me that God was, and I'm like, Net, you believed in God, but he wasn't the center. You feel me? Like, it's a whole complete difference when Jesus Christ is literally the center of your life, and you're giving him, you're at that standpoint where God is the center, and boom, that's where he is right now. But it's like, it's a different place when you're letting God be the director of your life, and you're just trying to incorporate him in the things that you're doing. And that's what a lot of people today do. They don't want him to take the wheel. They just want him to be in the passenger, when in reality, if you're truly following and living for Christ and all these things, he has to be the driver. You have to be like, I don't care what I want to do, what this, da. Like, you letting him take full control, full authority over your life, the things that you're doing and what you have, you feel me? Like, what you have going on. Like, it's just that simple. But because, once again, Jesus is not the center of people's lives, that's where you'll find all these, not saying that, like, we're human, yeah, we're going to have character flaws, but when you have Jesus, and you know, you really have the Holy Spirit in your ear and in your soul, directing how you steer your relationships, or even steer your internal state, you feel me? Like, it keeps you reeled in to a point where you don't move a certain way when you're operating by his Spirit, truly. Is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about performative. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about truly operating in his Spirit, or his Spirit operating in you. You understand? So now, this goes back to the point of the video. You feel me? Because it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, I'm like, yeah, well, there are people just out here pursuing attention, and you think that means something because you got numbers. And honestly, all you're doing is really showing your heart posture before God. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of y'all out there do not really give no damn about God. Y'all don't care about God to the degree that y'all may say they worship me with their mouth, but their lips, but their heart is far from me. That's where a lot of people stand when it comes to their relationship with God. They reference him with their mouth, but their heart is far from him. When your heart is in God, when your heart is in his hands, when he's in your heart, you understand? There's no second guessing or doubting or trying to steer your own lane and own ways. It's none of that present, bro. You sit back and you like, I don't care how this look, especially if you went through hard seasons already. You don't care how it looks, but it's usually the people with pride who haven't been pruned, who haven't been sanctified, who are in the process of all that, moving like that, chasing attention, chasing numbers, chasing all these things. You feel me? Because people who have been at the altar for real, people who have been giving their soul and heart and crying over and travailing and all these things and being broke down to nothing for God to reconstruct you and build you up. Hello, the clay and the potter. Like, it really get like that. You won't really see too much of the pride, too much of the this, too much of the that, too much of the character flaws for real, because they done already gone through the things that people are operating in because they didn't really care to crucify nothing in them. You know, once again, which ties back into what are you chasing attention for? Because there's so many people just want to be famous. Famous for what? It's so many people. I'd be wondering, how are you famous and who knows? How did this even happen? Who are you? Real life. Who are you? Because some people that I'm connected to or follow, whatever, I know why they are. You understand? Some of the people that I'm connected to was operating in their purpose as well. So it's like, but then others, I'm like, who are you? Who allowed this to happen? I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Who the hell allowed this to happen? Because what do you do with the attention that you have? What do you do with the fame? What do you do with the numbers? What do you do with any of that? And then you want to be at the position of feeling like you're not an influencer, but you want to chase. You know how contradicting that sounds? You want to chase attention to not be an influencer, to not influence people, but you want to be in the limelight. You choose to be in the limelight, but don't want to carry the responsibility of influence. How stupid and double-minded is that? I will never get it. Like, which goes back to my point. What are you talking about? Like, what? Like, when people chase attention and you chase attention for no reason, that's called vanity. And I hope you know that everybody who's trying to chase attention without trying to give an account, you're still going to. You understand? Like, you're still going to give an account at the end of the day. You're still going to give an account for the things that you don't want to take responsibility of, but you intentionally want to get in a position to not be able to take responsibility. Like, where's the sense? Where's the sense? Where's the sense? Like, where is the logical, like, where's the sense? Where's the common sense? You chase influence, but don't want to be influencer. You chase influence. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about people who are working on themselves and then it just happens. And the way the internet is today, you could blow up off of one video. You could blow up off of anything. And boom, people see your face, boom, you got numbers. But that doesn't mean you're ready. You understand? You can't get prideful. Because that's how pride works. God will let you grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then when it comes time to tear that down, that ladder down, when it comes time to tear it down, oh, your fall is going to be critical. Word. It's going to be critical. Like, the point of this video, though, is really like, check your heart posture. Because just because you got numbers, just because you got views, just because you have attention on your life, it doesn't mean that it was ordained. It doesn't even mean that it was the specific time. It just means that it happened by chance. And like it says in Ecclesiastes, chance comes to everybody. But above all, your heart posture needs to be correct, especially if you call yourself trying to serve Jesus. If you're serving Jesus Christ and you think that something happened suddenly and it was time for you, it doesn't. Those who go through those necessary seasons, their foundation is built on a rock. It won't be teared down. And if it is teared down, it's teared down off of your strength, not off of God's. He don't take back what he gave. And he don't close doors that he's opened. Unless you begin to be disobedient, begin to live in rebellion, begin to serve other gods. That's when things begin to turn. That's when your foundation begin to crumble, you know? He can only honor himself, and he can only honor who honors him. It's a long drawn out thing to this. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Check your heart posture. You chasing fame, chase it for a reason. Don't try to get up there with no plan and want to be worshipped. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because you get lifted high, God gonna have to bring you low.